Hello, hello, Leos. Thank you so much for joining me for your reading. This will be for the last couple of weeks of May 2021, energies leading up and through that time period for those of you vibing with me. So let's go ahead and jump right in. We're starting off right away with a couple of major arcanas for you guys. We see the Aquarius jumping out with the star card. And then we also got the lovers. So that's always really nice energy to see, that Gemini card. So we see this being an important time period for you. We see two cycles beginning and ending potentially for you, with an Aquarius or a Gemini being very important. So we see the air signs playing a big, big role in your reading so far for you Leos out there. We see you making a wish for something, wanting a breakthrough, wanting to change, wanting to get yourself out of a situation that you feel isn't very good, that has to do with your happiness and your love, doing some research on how to proceed forward. How can you find love? How do you love yourself more? How do you bring more loving situations into your life? This could also be you doing research on love, spirituality, researching something you're interested in that's related somehow to love. This could be you researching somebody you love from your past, family, friend. It doesn't matter. This could be you looking up an old love who you might be expressing interest in right now, or them doing that to you. But we see this being a good time period for you. We see you spending time with family and friends and having happiness around you, but a lack of emotional, romantic love for many of you, or feeling like there's something missing in your love life, in your relationship. For those of you who are in relationships, maybe your spouse is spending a lot of time online right now, and it's causing a disconnect in between you guys because they're working on something or doing something that's taking time away from your union or your relationship. But we do see this being an emotional, happy period for you, regardless of the fact of some of you may be having ups and downs in relationships or just trying to bring in a relationship, bring back a relationship. We still see the universe saying this is a happy time for you. Many of you might be taking short trips or picnics and things of that nature near a place with a bridge or a big city that might have a bridge within it. Maybe New York or San Francisco if you're in the States, Bay Area. But yes, we see you all doing research, potentially wanting to do a little travel, but being very focused on love and a wish that is related to something that is super significant to you, wanting to potentially reconnect, looking at somebody or something, wanting to connect or reconnect with somebody that you love. That this person can be very analytical. This person could be married and in a relationship now, or it could be, your ex husband and your ex wife, things of that nature. Somebody family related is the energy I'm getting, but wanting to reconnect and rebuild a relationship, or build a relationship and connect to a relationship, or reaffirm the relationship that you are already in. Also, many of you all are doing a lot of work because you're working towards a wedding or a union, some sort of a happy occasion that you all will be celebrating um, at some point from now through possibly September. So we see that being important as well. Many of you will be hearing about a marriage if it's not your own, or somebody coming together, a union coming together, someone in your family, friends that are close to you getting married. Um, and you'll be invited to this wedding, this event. But also, again, this just being a time where you're feeling like you need to learn more about different things, being very deep in your spirituality, learning more about different religions and different spiritual sects, um, sectors and sects, things of that nature. But being focused on things that cause blocks, potentially in your love life, with your family, with your friends. Um, and what you can do to better yourself so that you can better those situations, but it being something that you need divine help with. So you're praying to your ancestors, you're praying to your God, your gods, whomever and whatever you believe in for a change. Like we see, just water spilling. This is an emotional situation. Water is coming from the hydrant here. Whatever the situation is massively important to you. is how I'm reading this for you Leos out there. It's an emotional situation. Again, we see the water spilling out the fire hydrant here, water spilling out from this water bottle, and again here. So we see this being super emotional, whatever the situation you're praying for, you're wishing for, you're petitioning for, that relates very closely to love and happiness for you. Um, just being super significant, having something to do with religion, learning, again, researching somebody or something, love, cords, bonds, and attachments. And you just trying to move forward with these things and find a path forward to this love that you're looking for, to this relationship that you're trying to build or rebuild. Um, but again, on a different aspect, if I could look at this differently, because this could be somebody doing research on you. You could potentially have a dating situation online picking up, leading you to some happiness that you wish for, you worked for. And we see that coming in for some of you singles during this time that have been heavily focused on bringing in a relationship or a new situation for yourself. And we have this jump and fly right out the card. So we do see some you coming together for a lot of my singles out there who happen to be Leos. We do see your wish being granted. You might find yourself with a new relationship presenting itself. It could be an Aquarius or a Gemini or somebody highly aspected with that air sign, because you have 3 air sign cards here and 1 set of cups. So we know it's heavily involved in love or a love situation, someone who you love, who you want to be in your life, or vice versa, and trying to bring this situation together or back together. And you're wishing and you're praying for that. You're trying to find a way to do it. And you're also keeping an eye on this person online, or potentially they're keeping an eye on you just to kind of see how life is going. Might be asking around, asking friends, and things of that nature. But we do see love beginning during this time frame. So that is nice for a reconnection or a connection. This could potentially be a soulmate or a twin, someone who could bring out the best or the worst in you, and vice versa. Could have been a very complicated situation, or could be a very complicated love situation. But it is very important to you, um, for matters only you know, Leo. But you do want a relationship. For those of you who are single out there, you're working on bringing that in. The universe is supporting that. And during this time, it'll be a good time to do some shadow work and work on, the things that have brought you pain, ways you could have possibly brought other people pain, things of that nature, and just trying to heal so that you can bring in this situation on a firm foundation. This being a great time for healing, making wishes, and working towards your love. And when we see the shadow card come up, we know that this is a duality situation, potentially a soulmate, twin flame, who knows. Um, but something that could really lead to significant growth for you spiritually, mentally, and physically if this is able to come into a completion. So the universe is just asking you to take this time, while you're researching and doing all these things, to bring yourself happiness and to learn more about this situation or this person, to work on yourself and your own traumas and your own hurts so that you can heal those things. Yeah, okay. So some of my Leos out there are doing some work on what caused this situation to end. There was a situation that ended probably pretty significantly in the past with somebody who you love, who's important to you, and you made a choice to sacrifice that person for yourself, to move forward in whatever you thought was best for you. And now we are seeing, you know, that shadow card present itself, and you now wishing to bring that back in after sacrificing that situation, that person, um, for what you felt was the best for you in that at that time. Oh, but it came from a negative aspect. I was trying to get there. Um, yeah. So, as far as for those of you who were in some sort of a situation that ended, when you decided to make a sacrifice, it wasn't coming from a higher aspected place. It was coming from your shadow side, a low aspected energy, um, where love wasn't put first, something else was put ahead of this, and you sacrificed somebody. You cut somebody out. But now you want that person back around, and you're looking into this person to see where they've moved to, who they're with, if they're in a relationship. You want to know about them now. You want to be in their life now, but you sacrifice them. And it looks like they're holding authority over their life and dominion. Their arms are folded to you now. They don't want to come back. So this will be an uphill battle for you Leos out there if you want to start this relationship again, because this sacrifice card, the way it laid out and the energy that presented with it, lets me know it was you that chose to sacrifice somebody. Yeah, you use your sword and you cut this person out with firm authority. Someone you love or loved, but now you want them back in your life, and it's going to be up to them, because you were in a low aspect when you did that. It came from a place where you were trying to hurt somebody, and there's karma with that. But yeah, there's a new beginning possible. You want a new beginning. You're petitioning for a new beginning because you feel like your happiness could be found with your new beginning. But you got to work on your shadow side to get it. Let's see what the Kipper has to say about the situation. This is pretty deep, Leos. Yeah. So yeah, finances somehow were involved in this. A child or children were somehow involved in this, and somebody got left out in the cold. And now you want a new beginning. But you caused a completion for somebody. You caused a completion for somebody that put them in poverty. That's significant poverty. Or someone did this to you, Leo. Of course, the energy is just the energy present at this time, or energy around you. Like they literally had to leave with nothing. Like really abandoned, really impoverished. And whether somebody did that to you or you did that to somebody, they were definitely working with a low aspect of themselves when they did that. This could have been a very good situation. There was like an apology that didn't happen, that needed to happen. People were operating with their ego. Whoever did the cutting off was operating with low aspect from their ego, probably because of money or financial gain. And I don't think the other person's going to accept it back. So if somebody did this to you, it doesn't look like you want them. This was traumatic. Money's coming in, so that's nice. Or fortune in some kind of a way. Positivity is coming in after all of this during this time frame for you, for my Leo. So that's something really nice to look forward to. I don't know how well the situation you're trying to call back in from the past, or potentially trying to call you back in from the past, is going to work, because it seems like that person has moved on. And this person went from poverty. Whoever got cut off went from poverty to great fortune, or they're experiencing great fortune right now and will continue to up until at least August. But it looks like, you know, whoever got put out in the cold somehow pulled themselves up and is no longer in the cold. So I don't know which side of the aspect you're on of the scale, but you know, somebody really got kicked when they were down. And that karma is significant. So, but yeah, this person this person who got kicked when they were down is going to experience some significant finances coming in for them during this time, because they worked their butt off with this toil and labor card. Breaks down to an 11. Great fortune is an 8, and we know that this person put in all kinds of work and effort, strength, spirituality to not break from whatever poverty, impoverished situation it was. And they continue to fight. Now they fought so much, they fought themselves to fortune and possibly fame, but to a firm foundation. And it's going to be very difficult to bring this energy back in, or for you to even allow this person or energy to come back in, because now you're prosperous after cutting off the negativity, or just that negative, greedy, jealous person, whatever it was, cutting you off. And now you're doing better in life, and this person wants you back, and I don't know about it. It looks like whoever was on the receiving end of getting cut off, whoever got placed in an impoverished situation, is not really looking back. They're looking forward towards their work and towards their goals. And they have their arms crossed and folded and unaccepting of that negativity coming back in. So just keep that in mind. And you bear in mind, you don't want that negativity coming back. So if somebody comes back trying to offer you a cup of love with holes in it, you just reject it, you know. Um, Keep kicking butt, Leos, though. This looks like a good, prosperous time. Wishes are being made. You're doing a lot of research. You have happiness. Love is important to you at this time. You might have a Gemini or Aquarius be very important to you, for you singles out there that have somebody new coming in. Um, Again, you have a possibility of new love. You have somebody you could be ruminating on from the past, or that person ruminating on you, and that doesn't look like it's going to go well. But money's out. Money's on the deck. Lots of money coming in. So that's wonderful. I'll talk to you, Leos, real soon.